Hello there, in this video we're going to look at using masks in Figma. So what I've done is I've downloaded a Figma playground file from the community and I'll add a link in the description. So just coming through to the thumbnail, this is a guide on how masks work, how to use them with alpha channels and more. So let's dive in. So here in the file we have the contents. So we've got creating avatars using masks, text layers and masking multiple objects, alpha channels, mask and smart animate, and then some additional resources. Also within the file you can click and watch the YouTube video, which is quite useful. Let's get to the first point anyway. So create avatars using masks. Here we have some instructions on screen. So sending mask to the back. Mask must sit behind masked objects on the Z-axis. The avatar was made from one image with an ellipse masked behind it. The ellipse determines what part of the image was revealed and which parts were concealed. So you can see how it stacks here in the example. And what's really great about these files is it gives you practical examples to try yourself. So we're going to drag the ellipse behind the image. I'll put it about there. I'm going to select both of them and then I'm going to go up here to the icon and use as mask. And then as you can see in the layers panel, you have the image here at the top and the ellipse here. So you can adjust the size of the ellipse if you wanted to. Or if you click on the image, you can crop and adjust the image to meet the size of the ellipse. And there we go, nice and easy. Let's go to the next step. Text layers as masks and masking with multiple objects. So what does that mean? Text masks are responsive. Any object can be used as a mask, such as vector shapes, images and text layers. When you use text layers as masks, you can update the copy. Doing so will adjust which parts of the objects it's masking will be revealed. So here's an example of what you can do here. And here it's telling us you can mask more than one object. And as it says here, each of these colors that you see in the background are individual shapes. So let's get to the example. It gives some instructions here on the left hand side. I have actually played with this already and it didn't work the first time round. And I think the reason why is because when I looked at the original example that they have here, the top level frame is the one with the fill, whereas on the example they're giving us, they're asking us to drag in the blue rectangle. So I'm not going to drag the blue rectangle in, so I'm going to place the hello world here. I'm then going to drag in the shapes, and then I need to just put the shapes in with the hello world. Okay, and now I'm going to select both of these in the layers panel. So hello world is on the bottom, group of shapes is at the top. I'm going to click on mask, and as you can see it then masks those colors behind the text. So the text is still editable. Double click and I'm going to put hello there, and as you can see, so it still retains those colors in the background, but you can still edit the text. You can also move the shapes and go into the layers panel, and if you wanted to move some of these shapes around you can. Let's find one with some color. There you can kind of see the green is kind of moving around on that second word. So yeah, there we go. That's that example. On to the next example. Alpha channels. So let's just read a little snippet about alpha channels. Alpha channels allow you to adjust the transparency level on any pixel. Figma masks support alpha channels, so you can use opacity levels to determine which areas of masked objects will show through, which won't, and how much it will show through. This means we can utilize effects like drop downs or layer blurs, varying fill opacity levels, and images with transparent areas. Okay, so on the next slide it says PNG image with transparent backgrounds. The masked object below this paragraph is made up of a PNG image with a transparent background and a colourful tree, which is here, which looks quite nice. So that's the outline of the image, that's the transparent area. This is the area with opacity, so masked objects will show through. So our original image here plus the colourful tree image, and you mask it and that's what you get. And let's try it. Click and drag to place the images on top of each other. So let's put those, I want to put the portrait below that. Let's place it about there. I'm going to select both objects and I'm going to mask. And there we go. And then we still have the control of being able to move around the image, being able to move around the portrait. Okay, normal drop shadows. So you can change the drop shadow color on any object, i.e. objects not being masked. So here it shows a nice example here, and then changing the color to purple. And now we can try it ourselves. So select the image of the person holding the guitar. Yep. In the right hand panel we go to effects, which is here, and we can click on the color box, and then I'm guessing if I select a nice kind of red, it then changes that color that surrounds the image. So drop shadows on mask. Applying a drop shadow effect onto a mask means the drop shadow will also act as a mask. So as you can see, the drop shadow that's been applied around this image is actually showing more of the image. Okay, so I've used the ellipse and the image and created a masked object, as you can see here in the layers panel. I've placed that inside of the card, and now I'm going to go into the ellipse, add a drop shadow effect. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. So as you can see, as you increase or decrease the spread, it is showing more or less of the image, and you can customize that to what you want. Okay, onto Mask and Smart Animate. So Smart Animate allows you to animate your designs. We can combine Smart Animate and masks to create objects that shift in and out of the mask's visible area. So navigate to the prototype panel and click on the next frame. So if I click on this frame and click on preview. Okay, so as I click on the frame, we've got this really cool ease in, ease out animation. It shows different colors. So let's see how we made that. So drag the poster out of the frame and duplicate it. So yep, we've duplicated it here. Change the original frame. So we're going to change that background to white. Center the text. Let's grab the text layer and let's center that. And move the masked objects into different places. So let's move these. Let's move all of these masked objects out of the way. Okay. Now we're going to open the prototype panel here. I'm going to connect this design to this design. So navigate to this poster. I want it to be Smart Animate. Just move this up a little bit. It's going to be ease in and out, and we're going to set that to 1500 milliseconds. And I'll just make sure that I connect that one back as well. Okay, let's click on present and see what we've done. So here's our design. And now as I click that, it then animates the different colors in and out. And that looks really cool. So I'd encourage you to download this file and have a play around with how masks work in Figma. So I hope this video was helpful. Like and subscribe, add some comments, and I will see you in the next video.